think we're back for real. We're live again, and everything's working this time.
Let's go. Welcome everyone to Weekend Checkout. This is a new GB show where me and Rob are going to bring you the latest news going down in the gaming and EDM space. And let's get into our first topic. What is our first topic, you say? The Nintendo Switch Direct reveal. They revealed a lot of cool things. Some new games, new Mario Party, new Metroid, new Mario Kart, new Donkey Kong. The Switch 2 looks really cool. It looks really, really cool. I'm pretty sure we have some clips and trailers for the new Mario Party. You want to pull that up, bro?
Yeah, let's check it out. It's a new Mario Kart. That's what we're looking at.
Or Mario Kart. Damn.
That's all right. I understand, Cam. You're wrong about everything.
They're the
That's
same
why.
thing to me.
So let's do. What do
No,
you
they're
do?
completely different.
I'm gonna watch this here. Turn off chat for a second.
I will say the graphics on the Switch 2 look like a vast improvement.
Oh, for sure. This is my first time watching any of these. I'm kind of hyped. I get to live react. Hey, it's that chick that nobody knows the name of with the brown hair.
Wait, can I get another cam action here?
Oh yeah, chat, we got our buddy Franchise DC in here.
Yo, the jumps and stuff look awesome. I love the I love like the interactivity with the maps. They look great. Running with the buffaloes.
So this is cool because it's 24 racer Mario Kart.
Oh, it's 24 racers. That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And I don't know if it's 24 player as far as you know. It's like four, like it's up to 4 players.
Yeah.
But
Ball riding? What the hell?
One of the cool things with this as well is fucking Cowman.
Yeah, I just saw the cowman.
Cowman. Apparently, the entire world you can drive through it. It's like open
Yes,
world.
like
Oh,
you
there's
could
skins.
actually like if you're like with like 4 people, you could like just like go stop, say fuck the race, and then just cruise around open world and explore everything.
It's not Daisy. It's the other chick. Daisy's the brunette, but there's like another one that like she drives a Mercedes and she hangs out with Mario and it's like her
Like Luna or something like that.
I don't know. It's like Paulatina.
Oh, you Paulina.
Paulina's her name.
Yeah, because I remember from Smash Bros.
I kept thinking Poutine whenever I think of her. I don't know why, but it's not her name.
Nah, how about that guy?
Curious about what you think about the new Avengers cast. We actually have some rival stuff. Maybe we'll talk about it during that time. But yeah, I'm kind of interested in the Marvel Rivals.
Look. You don't even race. It's just you exploring the map.
So you're not even racing, you're just driving around?
Yeah.
An open world Mario Kart is actually a really cool idea. I think that has a lot of potential to.
How does that work? I'm trying to imagine like how it works. Like you just drive around with other people around you, like you just join like a server, or what?
It could be like
Don't sleep at the wheel.
how like Forza is. You know, like you drive around the open world. There's other people in there.
Yeah.
And then when you want to go to a race, there's a specific marker that
Do
you're
you-
going to.
Do you always have to be online? Is there like an offline mode? I know that they have
haven't-
gear.
I haven't
offline.
seen
I'm pretty
anything
sure.
about that.
I'm pretty sure it's offline as well.
The new Superman trailer that just happened, right? I loved it.
There are multiple checkpoints along the way. If you're below the placement shown when you hit a checkpoint, you'll be eliminated. Can you make it all the way to the finish line?
Dude, I love the new skins. I think the skins are a great idea.
Yeah,
You can also
I think this
freely
looks
drive
really
around
good.
This vast world in free roam. By going off-road, you can explore new areas and routes.
Is there
Drive
unlockables?
wherever your heart takes you.
That'd be sick if you could like find unlockables
Yeah, I
and
think
like
so.
around the map.
You can also go for scenic drives with friends. and even take photos together at different locations.
That's great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yo, Waluigi's biker skin. Oh my god.
A brand new race
They have to have a lot of characters if there's 24 people driving around.
Mario Kart World. The game.
Like who are these guys? They're just adding random motherfuckers. I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, that is a cow.
the,
Cowman,
the cow's acceptable, but oh, is this the Mario 64 penguin?
Yeah.
I'm
I
unlocking.
think so, dude.
That's like the Casey Anthony of penguins, dude. It's always losing their kid, giving him to like a plumber, so like the plumber can throw him off the map. It's the worst.
Like, look, you could race as a fucking Goomba.
Dude, that's
great.
Like, that's fucking dope.
Yeah.
How do we feel about it being a Switch 2 exclusive? I mean, that doesn't really bother me, dude. It's kind of like expected. Like, if they're gonna make a system with new technology, I would hope that some of the launch games take advantage of that new technology.
Are you is it more so because it's not going to be available on regular for the first Switch?
I don't think so,
No.
but I
I
mean
think that's what you meant.
that is what it is. Like, it doesn't really
Yeah.
bother me too much.
It's like now here's the biggest issue that people have been complaining is this is now the first, you could say, quad A price game, right?
Yeah, it's like,
bumping it up.
Yeah.
It's now if you buy the physical version, it's $90.
but just like
That's
Pop
a
Path said,
great
though, it's a
segue.
10-year game. Like, it's one Mario Kart. You're gonna be playing it forever. Is it worth $80? I don't know, but to some people it might be. I think
That's
it's
a great segue.
yeah.
I think one of the things
Talk
with
about prices.
I think one of the things, especially with Nintendo, and this is something that I was like didn't want to get over in a tweet discourse thread, was when it comes to developers, and currently now a lot of times they're releasing games where it's like they're unfinished. You know what I mean? It's like
Mhm.
you get a game, there's so many issues at launch, it's like barely playable, stuff like that. I feel like, have you ever had an issue with a Nintendo game where it just did not fucking work day one out of the box when you popped it in?
I have it,
Like, you
man.
had a
Every time I
Switch.
play a Nintendo game, you put it in and it works, and you play it all the way through, and you have the best time of your life. Like every time I ever played, yeah.
So it's like yeah, I get the price, but like at least Nintendo actually launches titles properly.
Nate
And
with
it's
the
like
5
you-
gifted. Thank you.
oh. The
Hell
boy-
yeah, Nate, doing it big always. Thank you,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Appreciated you.
But it's, like, it's just one of those things where it's like you don't have an issue with the game on launch. You're paying for it. It is the finished product. Sure, like something like Smash Bros. Is expected to have more characters down the line, but like, you know, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, that game could have launched at $80 and no one would have cared.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, as far as video game money, like this brings up big price discourse stuff. I can never justify, me personally, with my like spending habits, an $80 game up front. $80 after some like reviews, and I don't mean like reviews from YouTubers, like talking to friends. Does this work? Like, does it like is it worth $80? Right? Then maybe I'll make a purchase, but I can't do like. There's a lot of games I can buy $60, $70 day one, don't care. But that extra $10, and I know what it is, it's inside of my head. It like flips a switch and goes, you can't do an $80 purchase for funsies. Like it just blows up my wallet.
Mm-hmm. I second that, but at the same time, like,
It's justifiable. The most justifiable person is Nintendo,
Yeah,
probably. Like,
yeah, it's fucking, especially with like how things are in the world, like it's kind of understandable that game prices are gonna raise. And at this point, like, if you don't want to spend the $80, just don't spend the $80, you know? Like,
yeah,
I think that if enough consumers are on that same wave, then we'll see prices change. And I don't know. It is what it is. That's kind of how I feel about it. They're charging a lot now. I think the real problem with Nintendo is not really the prices for their games. It's how anti-consumer they can be sometimes.
yeah. Okay, so I'm of two minds, right? I'm very with you. I'm very, very with you. Like, I think, especially now, you have to be far more pro-consumer. Otherwise, you're just going to get destroyed because nobody has any spending money. But the Nintendo philosophy is nothing that they put work into is for free. Like, they always charge for every little thing. They're charging you for 4K upgrades on Breath of the Wild, the Mario Party Jamboree, all that stuff. And it's not even proven if you can even play those things on the Switch 2 without those upgrades. But the fact they're making you pay for them is like, man, that's so expensive. But again,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you already bought the game, you shouldn't have to pay for like the enhanced version to run on a different system. Like, Xbox doesn't do that when you buy an Xbox. Like, if like
PlayStation
any
does,
game
though.
that came out, really?
Yeah, PlayStation makes
that.
PlayStation charges you for the PS4 Pro extra for that stuff.
That's fucking stupid. That's probably why Nintendo's doing it, since Sony does it. But I mean, Xbox is super consumer friendly. Like, you buy if any game that came out on the Xbox One X that came out on the Series X or Series S, you know, you got that free enhanced version as soon as you switched on your new console. And I think that's something that other devs should do.
Game Pass. If Game Pass goes to the PlayStation, I think Xbox has officially invaded them and they win. Game Pass is the best thing in the world. You get great games like Indiana Jones, one of the best games of the year of last year now, and it was $15 a month, and you get a million other games for it. It's the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man. All right, I want to watch another trailer here.
Yeah, we got Donkey Kong too.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch this Donkey Kong trailer.
The new Donkey Kong game. Was there a Donkey Kong game on the Switch, chat? I don't have a Switch, so I don't know.
I don't think there was. I have been looking forward to a Donkey Kong game since like 64, I think.
Yeah, people have been wanting a new Donkey Kong for a while.
And did you say Donkey Kong?
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong. But he's got a new design too, which I'm pretty jacked for, because now Nintendo made and not owned by or done by Rare.
Yeah.
Kang the Conqueror.
Is he voiced by Seth Rogen?
I like this design. It's cool.
Yeah, this is cool.
Spyro vibes. Dude, this looks great.
This looks fun. This looks dope.
Can you just destroy and like mess up any part of the environment like that? Yo.
That's pretty sick.
Nintendo always does like emergent gameplay, right? Like where the gameplay is just so clearly stands out over just like the same mechanics done differently.
Yeah.
Oh, the Donkey Kong Country side scroll. I like it. Hype chest. What do we get? Right though?
It just looks like a fun video game. That's what I want to see. I just want to see video games that are focusing on like the fun factor and not so much the look at this new technology that we have to do the same thing over and over again, you know?
I like all his new goons. I'm a fan. Donkey Kong Bonanza. Love it. Oh, there was a segue that we missed earlier talking about the price of the Switch. Speaking of, breaking news this afternoon that America will not be getting the April 9th pre-order date. It'll be pushed back because of American tariffs. So we don't know what the price of the Switch will be anymore, if it's going to stay the same, or if or the tariffs are going to affect the release date yet. They said it won't, but that's a little scary for American consumers.
What was the original price? It was $499, right? That's what they were saying.
It's about the price of a normal console. That's another real
Yeah.
rant I can go on, but I have a little bit of an issue with the price. Nintendo Switch to me was like the cool thing about it. It was like everybody had one. You could bring over a Switch to your friend's house, and then you can do all kinds of cool like pseudo LAN Wi-Fi stuff. And it brought back like that feeling of taking your Xbox to like a friend's house and like playing without any of like the having to lug a CRT TV or like a 40-pound console with you. It's just like a little handheld. You bring it over and you game with your friends. And that like I think the Switch 2 isn't going to have that same sort of viral success where you can just kind of go and do the thing. It's just going to be like just Switch Nintendo fans are going to have one. And I think you need to somehow make the console more available, maybe like a lower version of it or something, just so you can get that everybody owns a Switch vibe to it.
I'm sure they'll probably do a Switch 2 Lite.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do agree with because the price is a 150% increase over the first one.
Yeah.
And I understand like the concerns there, but also like the first Switch came out 7 years ago.
Yeah.
8 years ago.
Yeah.
And when you think about that back then, it was like what, a 720p display. It only did 30 FPS. It was like, okay, the battery was decent. And then you look at what they're pumping out of this handheld now. And then you look at, say, the price of like what a Steam Deck or an ROG Ally, which even doesn't do 1080p 120 in handheld mode. And you're like, oh, those are like $800-900. And you look at the price of the Switch and you're like, oh, okay. And I think there is, and I understand, not being an OLED, but I'm sure that when they do release an OLED version, it will be more money, or
this one will go down in price, maybe.
Or the cost of those OLED displays will also, maybe the reason why they didn't do OLED was because all of a sudden it's adding an extra $100 to the end cost.
Yeah.
So, it's just one of those things where it's like when I see comparatively to what other handhelds are doing out there outside of like, some of them are Windows and it's like a handheld PC. But it's like, I could see the cost being a little more justified versus like not like, and the same thing with the whole thing we're paying for a Switch 2 upgrade. That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's tough.
But like it's tough because it's like also it's like, they added like active cooling to the dock to cool it when it's doing 4K 60. You're like, oh fuck, this console can do 4K 60 on the dock. Like,
it remains to be seen. They said the Switch, or not the Switch, they said that the Xbox Series S could do that too. And you're seeing that very rarely. Like you'll get like, like a game that, anything can run 4K 60 on, like The Witcher, like a over 10-year-old game, right? That's can do it, and then you're like, that's about it. So it's like it remains to be seen at what extent it can do 4K 60. I won't believe it till I see it because Nintendo, like
I mean, all companies are doing that, but like people are like, oh, just go buy a PS5. It's like, can you take the PS5 on a plane with you?
True, exactly. You can't. All right, what else we got? We got one more game with Nintendo Switch, and then we can move on here. But I do want to see Dusk Bloods because this might change my mind of if they can do it.
This game basically looks like the Bloodborne sequel that Sony wouldn't let them make, and I fuck with that. A Switch exclusive from Soft game I think is a really, really, really awesome idea.
I love this shot, but where is this hand and where is that hand coming from? CinemaSin.
My blood. I give you my life.
Oh, she did.
O wheel. And transport him to a night of moonlight.
Oh shit.
To humanity's very dusk.
Can't wait to read the 7-page Twitter thread about what that sign means. That's my only From Software issue is that that's how you get the story. Is some nerd on Twitter.
Yeah.
But it's also just me. I can't sit around and listen to that shit.
Yeah.
It drives me crazy.
Dude, I like that this world they're in is a little bit more
Gothic.
modern.
Yeah.
With Gothic like Bloodborne, but there's trains and shit.
I love art design. Fantastic, always.
Yeah.
Never lets me down. That's beautiful. And horrendous. Look at that shit. That's cool as fuck. Okay, that's me. What character I gotta be to do that? Oh my god! Definitely. What character do I have to be that? That's so cool. What is that guy, dude? Rocket Man. Majora's Mask.
That's terrifying.
That is pretty creepy. It's the yellow man from Sin City. Oh, you a vampire? What?
Did you just steal that guy's soul?
Resident Evil 2 boss.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, FromSoft is so good at making ugly ass creatures to fight, bro.
No, this is Bloodborne 2.
That's what I'm
Yo,
saying.
he's got a Tommy gun?
This game reminds me of Bloodborne 2.
It is.
It's like,
it might as well be.
dude, that boss looks crazy.
Yeah, this is awesome. Ah!
Ugh.
It's like, how do we make a T-Rex disgusting? Yeah.
Whoa, that fucking disco weapon looks fire.
Oh shit, it's Char Aznable.
I fight for Neo Zeon.
Dude, this game looks gas. Just like every From Software game, it has a really interesting art style. It's a little unnerving, but it makes you want more. It's interesting. I want to see more.
You can feel the world underneath. Like you can feel like there's something else going on always. Yeah. I love that.
That looks fire.
That to me, oh man, that's like the almost like the killer app, like the thing that makes me want the game the most. Like, could you imagine playing that game like on the go? That's like Elden Ring. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
On
Dude,
your
like
handheld.
Elden Ring would be sick.
So cool. That like blew my mind actually. I wonder how it
you can play
performs.
Elden Ring on the go. It will be available on the Switch too.
Oh, it will be also? That's
Oh,
also
really?
sick.
Elden Ring is going to be available on the Switch too as
What
well.
about the co-op
I
one
think
that's
that
coming out?
I don't know. They didn't say anything about Night Rain. They just mentioned the first one. I think Elden Ring is also going to be a day one title for the Switch too.
Ooh.
Like basically it's like there's a list of like, not only does Nintendo like their first party games that are day one launches like Donkey Kong, Mario Kart, and Hyrule Warriors, was they also announced a whole bunch of third party games. I believe Elden Ring being one of them. Cyberpunk is also another game that's going to be day one available on launch.
I would be very interested to see how Cyberpunk.
You said
runs on Switch
Cyberpunk?
here.
Huh.
Yeah.
I would.
Cyberpunk's getting old now, but it's still one of the prettiest games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, they can find Cyberpunk's going to have 2 failed launches.
I hope it's not a buggy mess.
I hope
But
so, too.
I think that would be really interesting to see how well it does.
Alright.
I think that would be a good limitless test to see like how well the Switch 2 performs is by running games like Cyberpunk or Elden Ring. See how well it runs those games comparing to like the Steam Deck or the Asus ROG.
Fortnite is going to be available as day one launch
Isn't Fortnite already on the Switch?
for Switch 2. Hogwarts Legacy, Street Fighter 6,
Ah, that's kind of cool. Street Fighter would be cool.
Split Fiction.
Street Fighter on the handheld. would be
Hell yeah,
cool.
Split Fiction is a Switch. It's a perfect Switch game. Perfect Switch game.
Civilization 7 is going to have a Nintendo Switch 2 version that's going to be available day one.
How the hell that's gonna work? That's interesting.
As well as the Switch 2 versions for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. and a couple other like Hitman: World of Assassination, some other games, and then also they're adding the GameCube expansion to Switch Online.
Oh,
So remember on how they added like the SNES Classic and the
yeah.
NES Classic
Yeah.
to
There's gonna
Switch
be a GameCube
Online?
version.
So now the packs that they have NES, SNES, N64, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and now they're adding GameCube. And the first three titles available for GameCube are Wind Waker, F-Zero GX, and Soul Calibur 2.
That's kind of
That's
lit.
pretty cool.
That Soul Calibur.
That's super
When's
cool.
there another Soul Calibur game? When's the last one that
Bro.
came out? That's like the most. That's the best like casual fighting game or one of them. I love that game.
I think the last one came out like 2-3 years ago and it bombed. And they
Oh,
moved
that's
the
probably why I
guy-
don't remember
they
because it was
moved-
ass.
They moved the guy over to Tekken, which, you know what? We didn't have this in our list, but the new Tekken update came out and it sucks, and it's mostly because of the guy who made Soul Calibur. The Tekken community is not happy with the new update. They made the game a pressure fest that is basically a 50-50 Russian roulette trying to play defensive. And I'm not going to get into that, but that is a thing. That is why there's no Soul Calibur, because he works on Tekken now.
Oh, we'll get him back to making what he deserves and
Put that nigga back where he
Yeah.
belongs.
Yeah. Speaking of back where it belongs, Verdansk is back.
Verdansk is back in Warzone. I personally have not played it yet.
I played today.
I don't know how I feel about it. Mostly because I haven't played it yet. Part of me is feeling like it's a too little, too late kind of situation to get players back to play the game. But at the same time, bringing the game back to the original like state of Warzone, which is pretty much what they seem to have done with a lot of the changes they made. Like floating loot is back, the way the buy stations work, all of that. I think that might actually be the thing that brings people back, because people do not like the state that Warzone was in currently prior to Verdansk coming back. And if this is what it takes to get players back, then I'm all for it. Because, I mean, we all had like Verdansk was prime Warzone. Like, I don't think anybody can deny that. That was when we had the most fun on that game. I would say that was when most, if not all, of the players had the most fun on Warzone, was when Verdansk was the primary map.
Was it the most fun, or was everybody unemployed and were we playing the game?
I think it's a bit of both. I think it's a huge bit of both. Everyone being unemployed and in-house due to COVID definitely helped blast the popularity of Warzone. But at the same time, if you play Warzone now, it is just not it.
What's the big difference I'm not a Warzone. I've never played Warzone 2.0. So I have no idea how bad it got. But how bad did it get? Like when
Warzone
how's it shit?
2.0 launched, it was bad. Like, I mean, you couldn't run while you couldn't run while plating. So if you were getting shot out in the open, you were fucked. You just had to run and hope that you could get to cover in time before someone could shoot you. The movement speed was very slow. The way there was fucking AI on the map that was damn near stronger and more accurate than some of the players. Like, the AI they put on the map basically just had auto aim, and it was meant to be a more immersive feature, but it was honestly just a bigger distraction, because it just let everyone else on the map know where you are, because the AI are shooting at you, giving away your position.
Shit.
The map itself was too big with how slow of a movement you were. You know, there was no slide canceling. The actual speed of which you moved was slow. Perks were whack. Warzone 2 just was not it. And they went back on a lot of those changes over time. But with with Modern Warfare 3, like, it still wasn't at the same level of fun that Verdansk was. And I think that The changes that they're adding to Verdansk, or the changes that they're doing to Warzone 2.0 as a whole to bring it more in line with how Warzone 1 was, I think will make more people want to play the game. Like once, like snipers weren't even one shot, bro. Like they're finally adding back like one shot snipers after how long?
Every time I hear that, one group of people's like, "Hell yeah, one shot snipers." Another group of people's like crying and going to bed
Yeah.
and just like with tears in their eyes because they
Mhm.
because they can't come on into the game and like move. So
Yeah.
um yeah.
So I played Verdansk earlier with Jordan and Justin and J-Moss.
Yeah.
And as someone who played the original Verdansk and has played, the newer Warzone and stuff like that, it's crazy to me because like it does just feel so much better. Like the Verdansk, I know we always shit on it like new Warzone map when, but like going back to it, playing it on this new COD and stuff, you're just like, damn, like this was peak.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
map still holds up so well. There is a couple bugs right now where it's like you're not getting any money, or like when you're killing people, especially towards the end of the game, like no one's dropping armor plates. And that was, I think, something that Call of Duty acknowledged, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's a bug." But yeah, it's just like Verdansk was like going back going through and playing some of the older the newer maps, and then going back and playing Verdansk. You're like, shit, like
The
this
flow
was
is
it.
better.
Like
Yeah.
it flows better and it feels so like the map, the POIs and everything. It just everything felt just like perfectly distanced.
I feel you.
But it's funny because
Yeah, and
it
that's
is the very original Verdansk. So it's like all
no
the zip
stadium.
lines and stuff, right? That we were used to go, they're all gone. So you're like, oh, the only way you can get up to airport roof is you need a helicopter.
That's
Oh,
kind of
that's
cool.
sick.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the stadium's closed again, or what?
Stadium's all closed, like you can barely go in it. But yeah, all
Interesting.
the maps, all in there's like no building, just like it's the original day one Verdansk map,
One,
which is
one's
very cool.
one's in
Fucking sick.
chat. One's in chat if you think Verdansk is gonna bring back Warzone. Two's in chat if you think it's dead forever. I want to see
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
One's Verdansk is the is back. Two's dead forever.
I mean,
Dan's
I'll wait
Dan's
for
a
the
oneer,
chat
I
to-
think. Dan sounds like a oneer to me.
No.
One's up
It's
for
kind of a
Dan.
mix. I think like it's going to pull in a player base for a good couple months,
Mm.
especially for this season. Like they're just giving everyone the kilo from the original Modern Warfare again, so that gun's back.
Didn't
And
they
I
bring
think
back
what
the Growl and the HDR as well?
they're bringing back, they brought back the HDR, they brought back the AMAX, and all three of those guns are really good. They're really strong. But I think what's going to happen is, people are going to play for the first month or two. They're going to do some mid-season update that's going to break the game, and it's just going to go back. It's just going to drop. And I think a lot of people, they're going to go back to Verdansk because it's the nostalgia of what Warzone was to begin with
Mhm.
and stuff. And yeah, and I think that's a big
I think one of the biggest things that will kill Verdansk again, just that's been killing Warzone, is the cheaters. And if
Yeah.
they haven't fixed the cheating problem, then there's no point in whatever updates they bring, because the cheaters in COD have gotten so the cheats have gotten so overpowered in COD that it's not even a fair experience like at all. And it's to the point where it's like people are gonna start cheating because it's almost like that's the meta. Like it's almost like that's the way to
Cheating
play the
meta.
game now, is you have to have the cheats on to stand a fair chance, because so many people are cheating, and the cheaters even have the ability to DDoS servers. So if they get killed in a game, they can just shut the server off. Like if they don't fix the cheating problem and their server problem too in general. Like I don't know if uh the servers run better now with Verdansk, but like desync and shit was always a big problem in Call of Duty because of the servers that they use. They don't use 64 or 128 tick servers. They're still using the original like 28 tick servers that we were playing Modern Warfare 2 on in 2009. So if they're still doing that and the technical problems still persist, like people are still gonna get pissed off.
I wanted to read some of these comments in the chat quick. Valorant has gotten so far away from its core. It's not the same, and then they just prey on people to try to make them feel like the way they used to, when in reality they never felt that way. Yeah, I agree. COD isn't COD anymore. My COD has always been more arcadey. So even Warzone to me was a big departure of what I want out of a Call of Duty game. Like modern CODs feel closer to how I felt about Battlefield, as opposed to me, where I'm like, I've always been like to me, Call of Duty's been run around, dual kimbos, being crazy, like
Yeah, run
360
around.
no soaps. Like that's been more about like
Yeah,
how I
yeah,
have traditionally played COD and feel about COD. But all the new Call of Duties have all felt more milsim, gun nut territory stuff, and that's sort of me. Like it's like fun sometimes, but it's not like what I want out of Call of Duty. So it's always been very hit or miss for me. I,
it's so weird that like with Call of Duty, like they want to go for like this more milsim style of gameplay, but then they add in all of these arcadey things, and even with like the skins, like they want to have this milsim. They want to like when Black Ops 6 was coming out, they made like the marketing was very big on like, oh, like this is milsim, they had historical like people in there, like presidents and stuff. But then when you go into the game, there's fucking Ninja Turtle skins, there's Hammerhead shark skins, and like I think a lot of that stuff also drives people away because it's like,
there's no
like they're just
consistency on what
there's no
the idea is supposed
consistency
to
in
be.
what the idea of the game is.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
I could get behind like playing as a raptor if I'm also able to like 360 no scope, crouch glide across the top of the map or some shit. You know what I mean? As opposed
Yeah,
to like a
exactly.
milsim where everybody's supposed to be wearing camo and like sneaking through
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
Verdansk. I think that's two
Mhm.
separate things, and you need to separate those. And I think those are separate
100%.
experiences, and they could probably monetize those two separate experiences and keep people very happy. But trying to make one thing that everybody pays into, I think is killing
Yeah.
their franchise.
100%. 100%.
Ain't DayZ still available? Our successful Twitch streamer, JVug plays Daisy. I'm pretty sure.
She plays Daisy a
Yeah,
lot.
she
Yeah.
go watch her if you guys want to watch some more Daisy. Can I what's your is she JVuggy or JVug on Twitch?
Jay
I don't know.
Fuggy, I believe.
Like that. Hopefully that takes you to her
Yeah.
Twitch.
Yes. That was
Yeah,
the
did it
right
right.
link. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have time will tell with Verdansk if it is a too little, too late type of situation, or if it really does inject new life into Call of Duty again. But I don't know. I don't think it will.
Speaking of new life, I love my segues. Last of Us 2 coming to PC. How do you guys feel?
Hot take: Last of Us 2 sucks compared to the first one.
Like all together? Like the first one? What makes Last of Us 2 garbage compared to the second one?
Gameplay wise, it doesn't suck, but story wise, that shit is booty. I think the theme of the story being revenge is bad, killing people out of revenge is bad, doesn't hold up when the entire game you are killing people.
Yeah. But isn't that like the point though? Like the point is that like you can think it's bad, but still have to live in a world where it's necessary or like
Yeah, but
continuing.
not if I don't know, the gameplay doesn't really hold up with the theme that the game is trying to shove into your
I
face.
got you.
Like at the end, they. I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't played it. Let's see. Let me see how I can word it for people who haven't played it. The theme of killing someone out of revenge being forced down your throat through the entire game, when it puts you in so many missions where you kill people not out of revenge, kind of like, I don't know. It's just, I just didn't like the story. I didn't like the direction that they took. And this is my hot take. This is how I feel about it. If,
Yeah.
like, I'm sure people have different
That's a
opinions,
common
but
take. The
I
common
just,
take is the second one story is not good.
Yeah.
I've always been on board. I've always been like, I feel like I'm in the minority. I do like the story, but I can get on board with you understanding there's a divorce between the gameplay being so thrilling and exciting to like kill people and like brutally murder people, because it's pretty brutal, that game. Like as we were just seeing, and then being at the end being like, actually it's real bad, you shouldn't do it, my guys. Like I understand the divorce between the two, but I did like the core story that like Joel, even though that the way we seen him was a hero in a way, like he is ultimately responsible for a lot of bad shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have to deal, even though he's not like your dad, you're essentially dealing with the sins of the father in that. So I think that's pretty. Why is autoplay so insane on this? I didn't even close to anything I ever watched. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know how I feel about Last of Us 2. How they're gonna adapt it to a TV show might make a better story than the game was. Because
I think so too. I think the TV show itself was almost a better experience than the game, because like even
that's
the
my hot
director of the
take
game
too.
says,
TV show is better than the game.
the director of the game even says there are elements of the game that are part of the story because it's a video game, you know, like, you know, there's a reason why there's a lot of fodder enemies, or, you know, certain mechanics is because it's a video game, and that kind of gets in the way of the storytelling. But in the TV show, they can cut out all of that stuff and focus solely on the story. So I think if they again do that the way that they did the first season, I think it'll make it for a way more digestible story.
Yeah, I agree.
The only thing I worry about in season 2 is the fact that they didn't wait longer for the actress who plays Ellie,
to like
or
show the
sorry,
age
The
and to
girl.
like,
actor,
yeah,
because they are non-binary. I don't want to misgender them,
yeah.
but you know they didn't wait for them to age. And in Last of Us 2, Ellie is older and more brutal, because
She,
she is an adult.
yeah,
Like,
she
you
like
know, like, and
learned to
she's
like become a monster, sort of like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and she is killing the fuck out of these niggas in the game, bro. Like,
She's
like
brutal. The Last of Us 2 has got the
she's
most brutal
brutal.
kills. Yeah,
Like, it's insanely brutal, and to it's gonna be hard for my mind to justify this little, almost like still what, like 14-year-old person brutally killing a bunch of grown men and women
yeah. And then
in
you're
the
like,
way
and then
that
you're
she
like, they're
does
the,
in the game.
and then like they're the good guy actually, you know, like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Like, this person's a menace, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think I'm excited to see. I'm more excited for the TV show because of the challenges that Last of Us 2 faced. I think as a game, and I've always been under pressure that under the precedent that Last of Us in general is a better TV show, or is going to be presented better as like a linear narrative than it does a video game. Just because I think I've been a little bit like a fanboy against PlayStation, and a lot of like some of their best games are a little bit too cutscene simulator. Like you just kind of like you're playing to get to the next part of the story, not because you're like really invested in the gameplay loop. Which is its own thing. So I like games like that sometimes, but I think Last of Us suffers from that, and the TV show is probably going to do a better job.
Agreed.
Yeah. TV show tie-ins. I don't know. I'm trying really hard to make a segue work here. Marvel Rivals.
Yes.
Hellfire Gala
Marvel
season
Rivals.
2. I'm pretty excited. You can go first, Cam, because I'm going to talk about this a lot. So you go ahead.
Yeah, no, season 2 looks insane. They're changing a bunch of things. Team ups. Excuse me. They're buffing, nerfing characters. They are adding new characters, new maps, changing ranked. I think a lot of these changes are good, and I think that the way that they talk to their community and take feedback from their community is something that is going to keep this game alive for a very, very long time because it's pretty much the opposite of Overwatch. You know, like they really take into account how we play this game. Like they really study the data. They talk to the pro players and study their data, their matches, and really see how these characters work in intense and crazy games and balancing the game to adjust that. And I think that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, to like touch on it, what you two like, they don't just take. What I really like about it is they take the pro data, like the best in the world. They look at what they're doing, and then they go, how does that apply at the gold, silver, bronze level?
Yeah, no,
like,
yeah,
because they're more worried
take
about making the
into account
game
the
like
shitters, too.
entertainment, for everybody, not just like
I'm
the
sure,
top.
by the way.
And I really do love how they balance, not the balancing of the game, I guess, like to be weird about it, but like how they balance the balance. Like they do make top end changes, but they want to make sure that everybody's enjoying the game and they're not just like nerfing the fun out of low level play, which is really easy to do. We've seen Overwatch do it multiple times, and then come back.
It's like they pay attention to like how do the high level people play this game and how do like the casual low level people play this game and how do we tune that, how do we find the fine line to tune that properly for both sides of the coin. And they do a really good job of that. Like anyone who plays this game knows that like bronze, silver, gold lobbies play completely different to diamond, grandmaster, celestial lobbies. And even though like the play style is different in both lobbies, the game itself is still fundamentally at its core balanced and fun.
Yeah, 100%. And what I like to here's what's gonna get interesting, right? We're saying this now when like the content drip is kind of slowish. It's fast compared to other game, but they're about to ramp it up. Like I don't know if you saw, this is about the this video we're watching is about the timeline. But after this season, it's gonna be a new season every 2 months, which is nuts. Like every 60 days we get a new season, which is new battle pass, new skins, 2 new characters every 2 months. It's a character a month.
Yeah,
there's no game out right now that has a character a month. Like the roster is going to get really big, really fast, and so the balance is going to be all over the place. So it's going to be really important is that they balance these team ups, they balance like the characters, but also the pick bands are going to be completely different, and that's why I love the change that they put the pick bands down to gold. Because it gives bronze and silver times to learn all the characters, but then when you get in the gold, when you actually start caring about winning and up, like if you're getting the gold, you probably care about winning at some point. Like you want to continue to progress. So like you're gonna have to like if you're not gonna nerf characters, you're gonna have to be able to vote them out. Right now, it's Spider-Man that's gonna be voted in gold every time.
Well, I guarantee Spider-Man's gonna be the most highest ban in gold.
But who knows? But who knows what else we're gonna get?
It's because in gold, if there's a really good Spider-Man, it's a problem. But a lot of people in gold suck ass and think they are him when they pick Spider-Man, and it's a problem for everybody. So, like, I think
Spider-Man hate group.
dude, like,
It's so
like
true.
it's so annoying when you get a person who doesn't know how to play Spider-Man and they think they're him and they refuse to switch off of Spider-Man. That causes a problem for the team, and I guarantee that's why he's gonna get banned. So no idiots pick him.
And yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Nobody in gold is really great at aiming. Like if you're a great aimer, you're probably free walking the platinum and above.
Yeah.
So like everybody in gold's like, struggling to hit these really fast characters. So who knows what else we're gonna get? Like Ultron's coming. He's a flying healer. Imagine having to deal with that. Just a healer that can reposition and have drones that can reposition for you, and then being a menace. Like look how strong Adam Warlock is, and he can't move. Like he can't go anywhere very fast. Imagine a flyer. Like somebody with the mobility of Iron Man being able to fly around and heal is gonna change a lot. And Emma Frost, she's huge. She's coming in with her jiggle physics.
They gave her a command grab, bro.
She's Bowser. She's basically Bowser.
Dude, chat,
Her ult silences
a
people.
hero shooter character having a fighting style like command grab is fucking nuts, and I know that's gonna be a
She's
problem.
Zangief.
Dude, literally, like
Yeah.
I know that is gonna be an overpowered ability, which is fucking dope. Like that, like Devin said this earlier. The thing that makes this game so cool is that every character has something about them that is just OP and broken. And because every character has that, it still somehow balances out and makes the game chaotic and fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's chaotic and fun. There's always something. I think pick bans being earlier is going to help people who are pissed off at specific characters. Like I don't want to see Cloak and Dagger every game anymore, so I ban them if I had a chance. Like even though they're not OP, it's just like it just helps with your enjoyment of the game. You don't have to see the same assholes over and over and over and over again.
Yep.
I think that's going to be great. I think
And it's going to force people to learn other characters. It's going to force people to learn how to adapt and switch and not get stuck on one character.
this to me, this is cool too. We didn't get to talk about. I didn't even get to see this until now. But they're the most popular skins. They're adding color swaps for free. So
That's
like,
fire.
yeah. So like, if you have like the legendary Luna skin, which like is like one of the most popular ones, you get a color swap with it. So they
Give skins to their friends too. That's pretty cool.
yeah, I think Marvel Rivals is going to be a game that's important and big for
I
3 to
think-
5
I think
years
this game has
minimum.
very huge potential.
Yeah.
And I think they just recently had a tournament and it seemed to have went well. I think when the competitive scene gets bigger, I think it's gonna have even more impact.
Coming from the competitive side of things, I have a lot of strong opinions. I think as long as Marvel Rivals continues to be player first and not pro first, they will continue to be a really successful grassroots esport. Continue to showcase even your worst players in these tournaments, in these huge online tournaments, and give them a platform because those are the people that show up every day to play, right? Like the pros are they're the people that show up every day to play and spend money, I should say. The pros are always going to be there because they're getting money, like to entertain you.
Yeah.
But that you want the players who are spending money to feel special, to feel like they're also competing. They deserve as much dignity as a pro player does. So when you have like, Tom, Dick, and Harry against like, Bob and Joe, like it's still important to like cast and have and people watch and have those commentators be like, hey, this is what you could do better. This is what it looks like at these levels. And I think that's what I noticed when I watched the tournament last week. It was just all levels of skill and it was all competitive, and I thought it was beautiful. Like that's what I grew up on. I grew up watching MLG, loses bracket round 5, and you see somebody like Snipe Down, even though he grew up pretty fast. That's maybe a bad analogy, but you're just watching a small guy work his way all the way through the top. That kind of investment is unmatched. Like that guy, you watch him grind all the way to the top, and that's the same kind of stuff you get in our community, like the Grocery Boys. You can watch like producers in the preview or not the preview, the track review, just grow and become better. Any space you can do that is going to foster a community that's way better than just jerking off some pros who are nerds and usually bad at talking to people. So, but yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, Marvel Rivals has a lot of cool new stuff coming, and my excitement for this game has come back. I was getting a little flustered with it because I'm stuck in gold, but seeing all this new stuff kind of reinvigorated my desire to.
And you'll have pick bans, so you can not deal with some shit if you didn't want to now. I think that's awesome. Like
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do next. That's the conclusion for games, I think. So we're gonna talk about Devil May Cry, the anime. It has come out recently. I have no thoughts because I'm not an anime guy, but I know Cam's a huge Devil May Cry fan, and I think Dan watched it. So let's hear some thoughts.
So, I haven't watched it yet, but I have some fears because it doesn't seem like they are adapting any of the story from the games. It seems like they're kind of mashing them together into a almost original story, and I'm a little nervous about that. Um, Judging from how it's been received online, it's very mixed. Hardcore fans are like, "This isn't Devil May Cry," and then other fans are like, "This is a great adaptation." Like if it's not going to be a one-to-one thing. Don't expect it to be. It's something different. Just open your mind up. It has all of the elements of Devil May Cry. I'm gonna watch it for myself and see. My real biggest concern is I think I said this last time we talked about it, but casting the voice actor for Nero, who is also a main character in the Devil May Cry games, as the voice of Dante is still so weird to me. And I don't know if I'll be able to move past it. Because every time I see a trailer and I hear him talk as Dante, it sounds like Nero delivering the voice line. And it's a little frustrating.
That's
But
strange
other than
considering he'd
that,
eventually
like,
have to come to the show too, right? Like,
yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like how are they gonna introduce Nero if they have his voice actor playing Dante? But yeah, that's my take on it for now. I will watch it, and you guys will see me rant on Twitter if it sucks, and you'll see me be excited on Twitter if it doesn't suck.
the animation looks fantastic. I will say that.
The
Like,
animation looks good. At the very least, it should be entertaining. That's what I think. At the very
very
least, it
minimum
should be
because some good brain
entertaining.
rot.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, so like what you were saying, Cam, like your reservations about with the story and stuff like that. I think if you go in with it not being the game story, I think you'll enjoy it a lot, especially as you as a
okay.
fan. But yeah, every single time Dante talked, I was like, Nero? If I just like turn away for a second, it's like Nero?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if I close my eyes and listen to him deliver those lines, I just picture Nero saying them. Like
Yeah.
he even delivers them in the same way that like some of them sound like they were written for Nero. They don't sound like Dante lines, but you know
Yeah.
what? I'll
It's
I'll get over it.
Was it vote?
it's
Go ahead, Dan.
it is kind of funny because it's like, so the opening credits, like the opening video, it's, first of all, the song choice is fucking awesome. Like the music choice
The
in
Limp
this show.
Bizkit song, yeah.
Yeah, rolling.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
You guys
Yeah,
sold
but
me
it's
right
like
there.
right at the very beginning, it's like just a bunch of swords in the ground, and you like just look to the left of Dante. You're like, oh, if you pause it, you can see like all the different swords from the games,
The
and then
Nero
you're sitting
sword
there,
is
it's
in
like Nero
there.
sword is right there. You're like,
Yeah.
you're like fuck. Let me hear him rev that bitch. Like, rum, rum, rum.
Yeah, dude. I don't know.
Was the voice actor who does Dante just like had a wedding that day or something? Because like,
Dude, they didn't. I don't think they got any of the voice actors from the game, which is kind of buns.
I mean, technically they did.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, technically they did, but not for the right roles, which is like that. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. But I will watch it and then I'll come back to you guys with my full opinions.
all right. So next on the list, we've got. Oh no, I forgot to turn the light one off. Timeout. Game on. All right, we've got
Music
some.
news for the week.
Yes.
I mean, everyone already knows. Skrillex came out with a new album. It's taken us by storm. The bass music kids are fucking losing their minds. Like some of the songs on this album are like versions of songs that we've been wanting to hear since we were kids. Like the fact that he has Voltage on this album is insane. I remember being in high school in class, like listening to this on YouTube, like a YouTube rip of this song, and the fact that it's out is insane. And just the fact that this style of music on this album is very akin to like what we used to listen to in the bass music when we were all younger is so awesome. And I think this is going to reignite a desire for that type of sound. I think people are definitely going to be inspired by this album, and they are going to take that inspiration and you know kind of modernize an older style of sound, or an older sounding style of dubstep that we all used to know and love, and I think that's going to be awesome.
I loved how much of that classic style felt modernized. And I've only watched the Ultra set. I haven't listened to the album yet. But how much of that classic sound has been modernized, I think is awesome. Like the modern drums, modern cleanliness, modern just thought process to approaching the production with that old school sound is awesome. And I think you're right. It's going to, normally I would kind of be a hipster about it and be like there was people doing it while it wasn't cool. Because that's true, but Skrillex still does it better than a lot of other people. So it's like one of those things where you can have a lot of copycats, and for good, I don't think we can have enough. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't think we can have enough like mini genres within dubstep. I think dubstep's big enough that it can support all different types of sounds, and I think the community would be best supporting all those different sounds instead of being weird gatekeepers about like specific genre sections. I can understand like when somebody like when producers just trying to like milk whatever is new and trending, but like there's a lot of, especially in our community, where everybody's just trying to make sounds because they're passionate and excited about, I didn't even think about that, let me try it like that too. And giving some people some leeway to like try different things. I'm excited for what this album has showed, at least like socially, how excited people are. I also like that it's in mix format. I think that's revolution. That's more revolutionary than any of the sounds. As him dropping as a mix is far more interesting to me than like your typical, I'm trying to get as many plays on each single as I can Spotify launch, and gives you a more of like, this is how it's supposed to be listened to vibe.
It's so cohesive that it's dropped in that format, because listening to it on Spotify, every song just flows into each other like a mix, and you can just like listen to it.
You can put it on the album and listen to the whole album on a car ride, as opposed to like putting each song on. And the Flume mixtape did that really well. It was the last person that did it that way, that I know of. But I think that specific style is so slept on because so many people don't listen to full albums anymore. And if you make it like a sonically pleasing one stretch, I think you'll catch more people. Because some of those songs are like, what, 1 minute and 35 seconds? They're not full-fledged songs. They're fun to listen to by themselves, but what they are in the grander scheme of things in that whole mix is just so awesome. And you can, I've seen, shout out to my homie Autobotanist. He did a review on it. He was saying that like the big issue he had with it is that those songs aren't their own full fleshed out things. And I'm on the exact opposite boat. I'm like, I like that. I think it's far more creative to have it part of to remind you that it's part of a whole than to think about it as a part. Yeah. I love that part of the album, identity. And I think it's cool as we're seeing this ultra mix here that's live on YouTube, that we're getting not live on YouTube, but on YouTube now. I think it's awesome that we're getting. It's two different. I have two minds about it. I think it's awesome that we are getting to a point in dubstep, especially classic dubstep, or closer to classic dubstep. We're starting to get ultra level crowds to it, which means we're probably gonna get shittier people in our smaller crowds. But if we are continuing to cultivate community, we can continue to get more and more people into our scene that are going to spend money and pay attention, because we do need more geeks and super fans, because we're starting, they age out, like people age out of the scene, and we need more people, and we need like more community leaders to like be nicer to these younger people so they know like how to act in these crowds and take care of each other. But I think it's super cool that we're getting this level of like fixation on dubstep. Like, dude, who talks about dubstep like that? I don't know. That's pretty cool to me.
Yeah, but yeah, if you guys haven't listened to the Skrillex album, go listen to it. so good from start to finish. A lot of these songs are really good, and I what I like about a lot of these songs is the actual songwriting that's a part of them. He's like I think that dubstep has been kind of missing like songwriting.
Yeah, too much focus on sound design. Not enough.
Too much
Yeah.
focus on sound design and making a banger drop, and less focus on making a complete song from start to finish. And even though some of these songs, like yeah, some of these songs are only a minute long, the ones that aren't, like they sound like full complete songs, and I think that's awesome.
Yep. I agree. All right, so we also have some really cool releases from some Grocery Boys. So let me put these on here too. I'm gonna pop these up. We've got Noah here, dropped a new mix. Can't believe it's not 2012 Volume 3 on SoundCloud featuring himself.
I really like the idea that he took with these. Now that's what I can't believe it's not 2012 mixes. He's basically it's basically like we just talked about, like that old school sounding style, but like artists who are kind of doing it in a modern way, and it's just a fun mix. It's like they're all bangers, but they're not all like like the hype, like that bro step kind of like headbanger kind of thing. It's like more in line with like the classic dubstep we used to listen to. It's a super chill mix. It's hella dope. You guys should definitely go check it out and listen to it.
And there's some fat. This is the track list here. Fantastic and like very what's the word I'm looking for? Diverse track list actually. I think it's all over the place. It's kind of cool. I like it a lot. Go listen to this bad boy. I'm a fan of the vibes. I'm not following it. That blend was sick. That was a good blend. High five. All right. We also have our homie Dak. He's got a little clip here.
Dak Daniels. New tune from Dak.
Hold on, I'm gonna read this first. It depends on who you're listening to or the genre. 'Cause it feels like tons of artists have solid songwriting right now, but I don't know. I agree that there has been a trend towards songwriting, but I think it's because of the stagnation of sound design, like gremlins. That's what I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna call them sound design gremlins. I like they're so obsessed with like making the most new interesting that like you can't like. It doesn't matter to me. Like, it doesn't make my shake my ass. Like, then I don't care. Like, that's the whole point to me of dance music. There is obviously like a whole another subgenre of like a producer porn vibe, and that's certainly valuable to a lot of people. There's a lot of people who like really love that, like have an ear for that, and they like that more. But I'm more of the mind that I think we could use some more interesting song structure. I think a lot of people are making cool dancey beats in dubstep, but like challenging song structure while also having that can be explored more. And I'm excited for that because we do have the minds to do so. Beast Boy is who just released their album. I think is on that track as well. He mixes his great sound design with interesting song composition, and I really like that album that just dropped as well.
Goated.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the feedback.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's actually nasty. Come on. I like that a lot. That's a. It makes me grind my. That'd make me grind my teeth.
Yeah, that's a teeth grinder.
All right, we got Nerve here too. Nerve also a
Shout
big
out
drum.
Nerve.
Yeah, he's got Festival of Blood edit. I like that a lot. Let's check this out. I like the original. Okay, I want a quick segue. Ghost Hardware. Shit's everywhere. How much are those sweaters? They look really cool.
I have no idea, but Ghost Hardware makes some of the coolest fucking clothes, dude. I definitely am gonna cop some soon.
I saw somebody had, I think it was a Ghost Hardware like jacket, and I was like, I don't have any drip. This is the drip I got. Go to grocery store or go to the grocery store. go to Grocery Boiz website. This is my drip. All right, unmatched. All right.
Mine, but we don't got these shirts no more. At the time, we will have more. Nerve's sound design is cracked, guys.
You know what that reminds me of? Like Buke's Finest kind of like flow to it, while also having like that real granular sound design. I'm a big fan of the swinging, like the swing on there. Like that shit's really cool.
Nerve is cracked.
Yeah.
Guys, if you don't follow them or listen to their music, you should. And if you don't follow them right after I told you to, then I hate you.
I just did it.
Nerve supremacy.
Nerve supremacy.
All right. That's everything for our prepared topics. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to share before I tell you guys to go away and live a good life?
Let's see. Let us see. Oh, we got to talk about Wednesday. She has a crazy big headline show. I will send you the link for that.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, I do have to bounce back with my fellas.
Later, Dan. Thanks for joining us on the show today.
Thanks for letting me hop in.
I'll have a camera for you next time, I promise.
Okay.
All right.
Yay.
Bye, Dan.
All right, bye, guys.
Yeah, I sent you the
Avenger lineup.
the Avengers lineup. That movie is basically X-Men and the Avengers versus Doctor Doom, and I'm fucking here for it.
Yeah.
I'm fucking here for it. My comic book brain does not need more than that. You tell me it's all the original X-Men with the new Avengers, I'm here for it.
There's so much discourse online about like it being he's gonna be slap,
It's nostalgia bait. It's nostalgia bait.
They've been
I
building.
can't believe they're bringing back the old X-Men. Blah 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 blah. Bruh, that's what we want. I don't want to see new X-Men yet. I want the OG X-Men that I grew up with, that I fucking love, in an Avengers movie. That's what I've been wanting since they started
Fighting with or against the Avengers to save the
since
world.
Since they got the rights back from Fox. Like, all these people that are like, it's the same. We've seen Patrick Stewart. He's old. He's died in 3 other movies. Who cares, nigga? Comic book characters die all the time. That is part of being a comic book character. Them niggas gonna die, come back to life, die again. I don't care.
There is no permadeath in comic books.
No
Sorry.
There's different universes. That's just how it works, and I'm here for it.
I'm
here for it.
They released shit. I guarantee you, there's more because they're obviously not gonna like.
They said there's still more that they haven't confirmed.
Yeah,
yet.
but 27. Like these are not small actors. Like these are all like MCU's checkbook is crazy. There's money laundering going on there.
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like.
But this is amazing. Tom Hiddleston's back. He's holding the world together, and Loki.
Dude, like
we got Winter Soldier again.
I am interested. I am excited. Dude, we even got the fucking Russian Captain America from Thunderbolts. Like that's gas,
yeah,
bro. Like,
it's cool, man. We've got the Thunderbolts there. The Thunderbolts are going to be in it.
Yeah, dude. No, Halle Berry's not coming back. She already confirmed it.
That sucks.
That does suck.
She's stormed to me.
You know what? Fuck it, we ball.
Yeah, fuck it, we ball for sure.
Fuck it, we ball.
But I'm excited. I'm excited for.
I'm excited for it, and I'm also very interested to see how they bring Doom in and how they.
That's what I'm most interested about because Doom's my favorite villain, and they've never done him good.
I'm exactly, and I'm excited to see what they have as a plot point for their reasoning to bring all of these characters back into the world. Um, the Frequency Rifter, I think that the reason there's no She-Hulk or Doctor Strange is because they're saving them for Secret Wars. I think all of the characters that are not in this movie are it's because they have a bigger role in Secret Wars, and I'm assuming. Here's my theory, okay? My theory is that the end of this movie is going to tie directly into Secret Wars, and I think a lot of these characters are going to be taken off of Earth.
Yeah.
And I think in the next Spider-Man movie, which is in between this and Secret Wars, the world will kind of react to that. The heroes are gone. They're on Battle World, and I think Secret Wars is going to be a combination of all of these heroes being brought onto Battle World to fight themselves, to fight each other and Doom, to save their combined universes. And I think at the very end, the way that I think after Secret Wars, all of there's not going to be a multiverse anymore. That's going to get all combined into one, and that is how we're going to get a new version of the X-Men. That's how the Fantastic Four is going to be in the MCU. Like
Yep.
that's what I think is going to happen. But I don't really care about the end goal, the end journey. I care more about the destination, or not the destination. I care more about the journey to how they get there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm more interested in.
Yeah, me too. I think the problem with Phase 4, right? Phase 4,
We're on like phase 6, bro. Like
the last two phases.
phase 5.
Yeah, the last two
Yeah.
phases. The problem I've had with it has been more they were focused on the destination. So every movie had to sacrifice some sort of its own identity to serve the greater goal. I've just watched back the last the Phase 1 movies with Kayla and Boss Mommy in chat. Shout out Boss Mommy. We just watched back those movies, and they were all their own movies that just had hints building up to something else. It wasn't they never sacrificed the core of what they wanted to say. And the perfect to me the encapsulation of that has been Multiverse of Madness with Doctor Strange. That's one of my favorite directors of all time. It to me still had really strong direction and vision, but you can see it consistently, like the rest of the universe kind of rearing its ugly head without and through that movie, especially towards the end. And it really does affect the quality of what you're seeing overall. And as soon as they get, you have seen them start to get better at it recently, like post COVID, when COVID's not so much stressing them out, they have gotten better at it. But you can there's still baloney going on. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard statements that the new Captain America movie has too much Hulk going on. And again,
okay, the new Captain America movie is a sequel to the Incredible Hulk with no Hulk.
Yeah. Which is dumb because I really do think Anthony Mackie's a fantastic Captain America. Like he is the best Captain America that's not Steve Rogers. Like
he deserved a plot line that wasn't another
superhero's rogue gallery just kind of thrown at him.
Yeah. And like the end of that movie, the end credit scene is directly for like tease to tie into the Avengers. It needed Hulk to be in that movie because it realistically, like, I don't know, the plot for that movie is kind of lazy. Like, the more I think about it, the action was good, but like Sam deserves his own story that isn't him like tying up the loose end to a storyline that was left open 16 years ago because they didn't want to make another Hulk movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what happened. Like, why is there no Hulk anywhere but Avengers?
Dude, you know what like blows my mind is the fact that like they didn't make another Hulk movie, but they decided to just fucking take this storyline and make it Captain America when they could have made this a Hulk movie. This movie could have came out like 10 years ago as a Hulk movie.
That's probably what happened. It's probably like a leftover script and they're like, who could use this? Yeah.
That's insane.
But I'm excited. I just want to see Doom. Fuck everybody up. Because that's what he deserves. He deserves to be a bigger threat than literally anybody that we've ever seen. he might even need to win even more than Thanos won to build him up for a
That's
long
what I'm
time.
saying. That's what I'm saying. I think I think he's going to win at the end of Doomsday, which needs to happen because if you guys don't read comics, like Doom is
He's the guy.
Doctor
He's
Doom
like
is
the
the
one.
smartest. He is
Yeah.
the smartest being in the universe. Like he's like not even just on Earth. Like in the universe. Like he is obscenely smart, obscenely powerful. Like he when he is not a Fantastic Four villain, he gets regulated to a main universe villain because that's how much of a problem he is. Like, and I think that they need to do a good job of portraying that. They need to like show like, yo, this dude is not just a threat to the Avengers. He is a threat to all of the heroes. He is a threat to the Guardians, to fucking the Celestials, to everything, and they need to make that a point.
The thing that makes me a little nervous, I just read this like right before we went live while I was pooping. They are filming starting next week, Monday, and there's still not a finished script, and most of the actors don't have a script in front of them of any form. That's the scariest thing in the world. That means that they're also very nervous about fucking it up, and they think they probably will. So they haven't finished it yet.
Dude,
That's a little scary.
freaking Swifter, you're so spot on. The King. Okay, I think that they should have just recast King and kept going with King Dynasty.
I heard he had a clause that he couldn't get recast. I think that's what
Are you
happened.
serious?
Yeah, he had a no reclass clause.
Bro, fuck him.
Yeah.
Fuck him for that, greedy bastard. Fuck him for that.
I wonder if he knew he was gonna have something down the pipeline, and he was like,
dude, there should be a way that they can legally terminate that since he violated it by getting arrested.
yeah, like no reclass clause, but there's like a social like decency clause.
Yeah, dude, like straight up, like I think they should do that. Look, man, if you get arrested for some dumb shit and it ruins your public image, then we should be able to recast you.
It's like, you know who we are, bro. We're Disney. If you're out there doing not Disney shit, bro. We're booting you out. And you can say like already, like people would say like Robert Downey Jr. was like, basically a mess before he was captured. But he was like, this was his redemption project. This was like literally years after all of that shit, like years and years after that shit. This was like, this happened as it happened.
And on top of that, Robert Downey Jr. just did a bunch of crack. He didn't beat a girl up, bro. Like,
yeah.
I feel
crack
like one is way more forgivable than the
Yeah.
other one, bro. Like, I can forgive a nigga who was a crack addict over a dude who beat a girl up.
Yeah, I agree. Different varying levels of moral
varying levels of moral
decency. Yeah, I don't know.
decency here. Yeah, like, and on top of that, Robert Downey Jr., like you said, he suffered for years after that. Like, a lot of people wouldn't work with him. Like, Iron Man was pretty much, like you said, his redemption. If Iron Man failed, then he was out as a movie star. Like, he wasn't, like, like that was his last shot. Like, it's not like the same thing.
And it's not like it's not like an MCU existed back then either. This is Iron Man. Like, nobody gave a fuck about Iron Man before he was Iron Man.
Nobody gave a shit about Iron Man. Exactly. Like, it's completely different, and I don't think that Jonathan Majors has the right to use that as fucking sympathy points.
But King Dynasty would have slapped. I agree. That was something I was kind of looking forward to. It would have been good. He looted for all of us.
It made the last Ant-Man movie irrelevant. Like,
dude, I like Ant-Man still. Paul Rudd's just so charming. I can't do anything.
Like, that entire Ant-Man movie was basically setting up Kang, and it was his introduction. It was going to tie into him coming back, and now that he's not there, it's kind of just like, ugh.
But I don't care if it doesn't make sense anymore. I'm not like a person that cares anymore about Marvel.
Look,
as long as it's good.
Go watch the movie because I like superheroes, and as long as I get superheroes fighting and doing cool shit, I'm gonna go sit down and watch it. I will make my opinions about the plot after I watch the movie. But as long as I get to see like my favorite heroes on screen, I'm still gonna go tune in and watch it.
Facts. Is that everything else? Anybody else want to bring anything up, chat?
I think that's everything.
Yeah. Quick tech thing. All right, this is me being the streamer nerd I am. Before you guys go, I know some of you guys are gamers and are also tech nerds. So you can basically download frames now for games that don't have frame generation. So it's called, hold on, frame gen. I want to show you guys this before you go. This is a little quick extra. It's called lossless scaling. You can find it on Steam. I'll show you quick. This looks like this duck. And it's like $10. Show you guys quick. Actually, we'll do this. I'll get rid of chat. Sorry, chat. It's lossless scaling, and basically you download this little program. It's like like $7, and it basically creates DLSS or FSSR, which is like you can have like a potato, and then you run this program, and then you basically run the program at like 480p, and then you can upscale to whatever thing, and it's external. So if the game doesn't have it, you don't need it. So games like Helldivers. Retro gaming, if you do any retro gaming, you can upscale to larger 4K big screen TVs, and then you will have less of a hit. And it just looks awesome. It feels awesome. It's great. It brings back two graphics cards. You can put two graphics cards in your computer. One of them runs this program. The other one runs like your game, and you'll have basically free frames. So if you have an old graphics card laying around, you can use that to boost. So if you guys are nerds and want extra frames, I found this out yesterday. I think this blew my mind. You can pretty much use this for anything, and it's a cheat code. You remember how the joke about you can download RAM? That's basically what this does, but not really.
That could be a game changer for people who have
older computers, or like, yeah, I think that's
40 series.
I was debating seeing if you can even use this for like content creation, for live content creation. If I can render something out of 480p and then have it upscaled to 4K, and then we can stream to 4K. Like, imagine, like, you could do that. I think that'd be pretty sweet. But anyway, that's the cutting edge of technology that I found out today. I wanted to share with you guys before I go. All right, chat. Thank you guys for coming. This has been great. You guys have been awesome again. You've been worthy of the center screen as usual.
We will be back 2 weeks from now with some more stories and some more things to talk about.
And more things for Can to be wrong about. Press 1 in chat. All right, talk to you guys later. Just kidding. Good game. Later, guys. Have a good one.
Later, guys. Have a good rest of your week. Or, well, weekend. Have a good weekend.